Blue? Why blue? We all seem to have the blues this year. Can't gather with relatives, can't party, can't go out without a mask. Yet this pandemic is unmasking our grief and loss and loneliness. We're exposed and tender like snowdrops poking up in a bleak midwinter snow. Blue? That's Mary's color. A celestial reference, apparently, but she seems to have sung the blues more than once. Pregnant out of wedlock, she certainly bore the neighbors' stares and wagging tongues. Joseph swallowed hard and joined her. It wasn't easy for either of them. When they took the child to be presented in the temple, Simeon took the babe in his arms and said, "Now I can die. I've seen God's salvation." And then he tells the parents, this child's going to be vigorously resisted, and he'll break your hearts. Any parent knows something of heartbreak. Our hopes for our children can be too big or too small, but they are parental dreams. Children grow into maturity by following their inner leading, not just ours. Glory comes in following that inner light, and pain and loss are part of the journey. Mary's 12-year-old son gave her some of that grief in the temple in Jerusalem. Yet Mary's often shown in blue, the color of blue skies, a hopeful and life-giving blue. She says yes to her humbling path, yes to this challenging child, even yes to standing by, watching him die. Yet even in that dark night, friends gathered to prepare and bury his broken body. Their loving acts lightened the darkness. Even in the darkest, moonless midnight, there is evidence of unquenchable light. The midnight sky isn't black. The stars make it midnight blue. Right now, astronomers are puzzling over what seems to be too much light in the universe. Their spacecraft 4 billion miles away measured significantly more of all the light we cannot see. Sometimes all we can do when it seems darkest is to keep hungering for the light. The black holes of loss are still swallowing. More than 300,000 dead in this nation, 5 times that across the world. We grieve and wrench and turn away, yet the light that has disappeared into that emptiness returns in surprising ways. The friend who died years ago reemerges in a graced memory. The buried show up in images drawn in light and love, even in light humor. I was cooking dinner last week when my husband said, "That reminds me of your dad," cooking halibut. His passion for fishing, his love of fish and ocean, and his utter joy in life sparkled and whispered among us. Our grief, our anger, our sense of abandonment can seem a prison until we catch one of those unexpected flashes of light. Mary must have known something of that as she waited for this child to emerge, and again as she waited on Golgotha. We may struggle in a prison of anguish and loss, yet our souls can reach through the bars, beyond the pandemic, past the black holes, expecting even the dimmest ray. We'll take whatever glimmer we discern, yet we won't find it if we don't look. The glimmer may come in a friend's note or a brief wave from a stranger across the street. If we remind ourselves to look, to keep wrestling or demanding answers, we will find hints of light and possibility. Jeremiah's lament that we heard read, his lament lists every complaint he can think of. He's reading a rap sheet. charging God with each pain and every humiliation. But when he gets to the end of his indictment, he turns to hope. God's abiding love never fails, and the dawn reminds him of that every morning. Jeremiah is going to hang in there. Many of us are in the same boat, quarantined in a stormy sea without human touch or embrace. Hang on. Look for what can't be felt immediately. Try to sense the warmth reaching out toward us, even in a dark and fearsome night. Heat's another wavelength of created energy, another incarnation of the light of the world. Heat can prod us to action when light doesn't. Both heat and light are abundant in the urgent outreach of many, ensuring that the hungry are fed and the unhoused are sheltered. To find some light, help at a food bank, or donate the clothes you haven't worn for a year. Heat can prod us toward healing justice, and relief and joy will result as we and others are quite literally raised into renewed life and spirit. Abundant light and heat are radiating from urgent young prophets yearning for a healed planet. They've got the blues because there's more blue water and less ice in the Arctic. I'm blue because of disappearing coral reefs and the wasting glaciers in the lower 48, nearly gone. Many who share the grief of climate blues and environmental disaster are discovering light in planting gardens to share, eating less meat, and turning to sunlight, wind, and water for energy. They're finding hope in tending the earth, shaping the future of God's creation. The greater global garden can be a fount of light and hope. Even on a cloudy day or this, the darkest day of the year, there are signs of new life. Look carefully. There are growing buds on the bare branches, promising flowers and green leaves months from now. Give thanks for the snow that will foster new life in the coming year. You may find tracks or paw prints in the softened soil, evidence of rabbits eating the landscaping, birds still looking to make a living. There are even a few bright leaves left on the berry bushes and red and yellow stems that glow now that the leaves are gone. A nighttime walk might bring coyote howls or even a shooting star. The creativity with which God made this universe is always surprising us. Go for a walk and let God lure you into hope. The light of the world can be seen by those who expect it. Go and look. Ask for what you seek. You will find it. Rage and pound on the doors of heaven, and you will discover God's Spirit much at work, warming you. Rest in the knowledge that you are held, embraced, and beloved as you are right now. Beloved, look within and around you and feel the gracious arms that hold you close and warm your heart. Welcome the light and life of the world growing within you.